Good morning. As always, let's start our day off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America,
And to the republic,
for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Today is Friday, February 9th, and I'm here to bring you the latest updates and upcoming events in this edition of Frugal Middle School's morning announcements. I'm Ricky. First up, let's talk about lunch. Today's menu includes pepperoni and fresh vegetable topped pizza slice or fresh green salad with ranch dressing. You can also enjoy some fresh nectarines and apples. So make sure to fuel up during lunchtime. Oh, and don't forget to clean up after yourselves. Remember, our custodians are here to help us keep JMS clean. They're not here to do it for us. And how are your grades? Have you ever noticed that things start out nice and easy? You might miss an assignment here or there, but your grades don't suffer too much. But then you look at Student Connect and see that you have a bunch of missing assignments and suddenly have Fs. In more than one class, by the way. You get in trouble with your parents and your teachers. You end up staying up late, trying to catch up, and you might even get grounded. Well, you should save yourself from all that trouble. This will be a good weekend to get caught up on all those missing assignments. Spend a little time tonight and tomorrow and Sunday, and even Monday to do all your work. The end of the fourth grading period is right around the corner, like next week, and you can save yourself some hassle just by getting caught up in all of your classes. But don't wait, progress reports will be here before you know it. Sorry. Oh yeah, by the way, the Super Bowl is this weekend. Who do you think will get a ring first? I personally think the 49ers because, well, they're from San Francisco. Or do you think the Kansas City Chiefs or Taylor Swift? She's probably the halftime show. Well, whoever you're rooting for, this should be a really good game. Have a good time with your family, cheer hard for your favorites, and enjoy the snacks that come with the Super Bowl. Now into football, no worries. You should go out and do something on Sunday because everyone else will be at home watching the game. Are you coming to school every day? You should be. It is very important for you all to be here at school every day. When you miss school, you miss important instructions and assignments from your teachers, and you're still responsible to do the work anyway. Now we know it's hard to get out of bed, make your way to school every day, especially when you have that big project that you don't know what to do, but it's really important towards your grade. And of course, if you're sick, we want you to stay home and get better, but only when you're really sick. Have a headache or tummy ache, you should be here anyway. Come to school every day, and make sure you're on time to all your classes. February is Black History Month, and it's a good time to reflect on the contributions Black Americans have made to our society over the years. Everyone knows the First Amendment, also the Second Amendment, maybe even the Fifth Amendment. But do you know the 13th Amendment? Do you know why it's important?
Lincoln believed that the Founding Fathers had meant for slavery to end, but that they didn't believe that they could just end it overnight, that it was like a cancer, so widespread, you might not be able to cut it out without damaging the patient, but you can find ways to contain it. But by this time, he's not asking for the consent of the people. He's not asking for colonization. He's not asking for anything gradual.
Lincoln knew that saying, now the war is over, you guys go back to be slaves, was a non-starter. That the Emancipation Proclamation was a fit and necessary war measure, but when the war was over, it was no longer a legal measure.
And this is why you need the 13th Amendment. You have to change the Constitution.
You've got almost 4 million people who are enslaved, and there was nothing to prevent Southerners from reestablishing slavery in the South unless this 13th Amendment was issued. He realized that something had to be done that was permanent. And so he is determined that this amendment is going to pass Congress, and it does.
He came to recognize the inconsistency that a nation conceived in liberty would have slavery.
to the extent that America has any kind of standing in the world now, is in part the consequence of people knowing about Lincoln and his views on slavery and his views on freedom. He has evolved in his thinking, and it's the war that has done it.
By the time the 13th Amendment came along, the war was dragging on and on. More Americans died in that war than in any other, both sides. And a lot had happened to him and to the whole country by that time.
He's seen the death. He's experienced extreme personal loss. Early in the war, with the death of Willie, all of this has moved him. And he's carried the weight of a nation on him.
All these people wiped out by the war. He must write letters consoling those who had lost members of families, fathers, brothers. And all of this grinds him down. You see it in his face. The hollows of his cheeks sink more deeply in. He said at one point that there was a tired spot in him that no amount of rest could touch.
Those photographs are haunting. Etched on his face is a testimony, a record of the stress that he endured. Every president ages during their presidency, but nothing like Lincoln 3 or 4 years after he assumes office.
And finally, a quick reminder that Monday is a holiday in honor of Abraham Lincoln's birthday, which of course means that we have the day off. In fact, we're off the following Monday too. That's crazy, that never happens. And spring break is right around the corner. The testing, then the end of the year. Can you believe it? Well, that's all for today's announcements for Furupa Middle School. Stay engaged, stay focused, and most importantly, stay safe. And maybe spread a little kindness today. And have a fantastic 3-day weekend.